fastest show in sports.
I am sick and dog-tired of hearing people tell me how the U.S. men's national soccer team is on the verge. We're right there. Don't worry about it. We're getting better all the time, and we're going to be right there to contend for a World Cup. Stop the idiocy, please. You're not even close.
Hang on. How long in your lifetime have you been told
God.
that? Because so I've been in this
30 years.
I've been in this industry for 20. And I remember, and I broadcast 2 World Cup finals on ESPN Radio. Tommy, the guy who works for the guy who works for Fox. He's the voice of US.
The English guy,
JP Delacamera and Tommy Smith, the little Irish guy,
Tommy Smith.
Tommy Smith.
Yeah, he says he always goes. A guy scores a goal, and he's like the equalizer, the equalizer,
and they put it in the onion basket. A little bit of the onion basket.
Put the onion basket. Yeah, I love that guy.
But I learned so much about soccer, and and JP is the voice of U.S. soccer, men and women. They grew up on. He called the Rose Bowl, the women's match in what 94, the 99ers. The one I asked about that. Listening to U.S. soccer. Oh, they're there. They're where? Where's you? Like they're coming. So do what?
They're coming. They're not even breathing hard.
So, yeah, I'll see you. You can see yourself out on that one.
Bingo.
So, thank you. I'm with you, Ed. In my lifetime, I would love to see the U.S. soccer make a Final Four.
U.S. men's soccer.
Men's soccer. Sorry, men.
Right.
This is all men. Women, different play.
Yeah.
You're on a different plateau. Arguably, the only sport of them all where women right now are better than men is U.S. soccer.
With the WNBA creeping up a little bit every game. A little bit. Okay. But go back to it.
So the U.S. men's soccer, if they ever made a World Cup Final Four, that to me would be a miracle. Because
never going to happen.
Yeah,
not in our lifetime.
Did they make a quarterfinal in our lifetime? A couple of years ago,
I think 2002, a World Cup in I don't know where it was. Was it Germany, Italy?
Germany, I think.
Yeah, and they made it to the final 8. Then they got beat by Germany 2-0. I think 2-0, and that was a big deal. I think there's progression. There's progression, and the bottom line is that here's the bottom line is. Soccer is more, I don't want to say marketable, but there's more interest. You see, like it became like an urban hipster thing to get a Chelsea or Manchester U jersey a few years ago, and now it's people actually have English Premier League teams that they like in this country, and they never had that before. So,
and why do
that's
they
what
like
I say.
English Premier teams?
There's
because
progress
they're good.
in that way. But is the greatest player in the world ever going to be from America? Probably not in our lifetimes. You're right. But still,
it won't happen.
But still, I lived in Mexico for 3.5 years. Now I'm in Panama. These are soccer crazy countries. When I watch the World Cup down here, oh my God, it's like it's a religion. Going to a bar here is a cultural experience.
But see, here's the point, Mike. I'm not knocking soccer. This is not about knocking the sport of soccer. Because it's brilliant around the world where it is played at a certain level. But here...
But it's never gonna be our number one.
It is never going to be our number one. It is never going to be our number 5 sport. It may not be our number 8 sport when it comes down to a lot of what's going on here. Because here we have the U.S. men's national team in this event, this Gold Cup event, that is made up. It's another made-up tournament for no other reason than to shovel out interest in the World Cup coming up and make sure that people watch, buy tickets, show up, especially because it's now here in America. Yep. They beat Costa Rica 1-0 to win a quarterfinal game. And they're celebrating like it's a champ. They're celebrating like it's the New York Knicks celebrating over the Boston Celtics, where they had won a championship when you just won a second-round game, for crying out loud.
Give them their moment, Ed.
I'm not going to get in the moment.
I'm going to back Mike here. A couple of years ago, it wasn't last year's Gold Cup, CONCACAF Gold Cup. It was the one section before that. We won the Gold Cup. We beat Mexico in Las Vegas. It was awesome.
Yeah, up yours, Ed. Up yours, Ed.
Which in the world's look at soccer means nothing.
You beat Mexico. Because it was Brazil. It's CONCACAF, so Brazil's in there as well. But I get this part. Some of these countries aren't bringing their A players for these non-World Cup events.
Thank you.
I understand that.
And here we are as an American team bringing the best that we've got. And okay, occasionally we'll win, but occasionally we'll get a quarterfinal win. And you've got players on the men's national soccer team, the players themselves, who are talking about this win going, this makes us badass. No, it doesn't make you badass.
It's kind of like the mighty.
Is if you actually contended for the World Cup, and it's not going to happen. America's not going to win. America will not be in a World Cup final for my lifetime. Won't happen.
Okay, that's fine, but it's still like the Mighty Ducks. They weren't going to win the midget hockey world championships, but they still were going to win a couple big games. And the Mighty Ducks were fun. That was a fun movie, Ed. That was a fun movie. So just enjoy the damn ride, Ed. Kids are trying to play soccer.
I enjoy the damn ride when they're out there playing because I still can enjoy soccer. I used to call soccer when I was a kid. It was one of the first pro sports that I got involved in a long time ago with the North American Soccer League and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. I was a kid, for crying out loud, on the sidelines. I appreciate the sport, but don't keep trying to shovel it down my throat that the U.S. men's national soccer team is getting better. You've been saying that for 30 years, and they're not better. As a matter of fact, the rest of the world looks at the U.S. men's national soccer team as if they're a bunch of amateurs playing on the pitch, and they were paid $20 to get out there and kick the ball. That's the way the world looks at it.
Hang on. Ready? So, like we do with NFL schedules, you get your favorite team's NFL schedule comes out, and you look at the schedule and you go win, loss, win, loss. If you're another country and you're in a draw for a World Cup with the U.S., how do you look at the U.S. in that? Do you look at it?
Oh boy, we're gonna have some fun here.
All right.
That's how they look at
it. Want to God, do you also pull the wings off butterflies, Ed? It's just kicking a little small guy when he's down.
They're beautiful creatures that have a lot to do with the
kicking a small guy when he's down.
No, but again, I appreciate it. I want them to win. I want the men's soccer team to do well. I want the women's soccer team to do well. But people are claiming that it's important for us to win at the World Cup because it's good for national pride. Oh, stop, will you please? Come on.
Well, I could tell you why soccer's never going to be number one real quick, and the same reason why baseball has lost so much interest over the years.
NFL.
It's societally, we're used to scoring now. We're used to easier offensive rules. We're used to fantasy leagues. We want points. Soccer takes a while to score. Baseball, you used to have conversations at the ballpark with friends. Now everybody's got phone neck. So I think it's societally, the instant gratification needed by this country and its kids turns them off to soccer and turns them off to a great pitching duel in baseball.
Look, I remember when they had indoor soccer years ago that was big. They were basically playing in hockey arenas, and they were leaving the boards up. And I mean, that game that was a gas. I mean, I love that sport because you had scores that were like 15-12. I mean, you had guys bouncing it off the walls, and it was fun, but then they stopped it because they claimed it wasn't the purest sport. Who cares? It was entertaining. They just didn't market it well, and they lost that. So, no, I want them to succeed, but stop telling me that the U.S. men's national soccer team is coming.
That's all, folks.